Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Fan mail.
Now
Thank
let's
you.
start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with writing something up? It's like writing something down with the ground. What? I don't know. What? I don't even know what to say about that. I wrote that down, or I wrote it up. Which did I do? I mean, it's just on paper, and I wrote on it, but like, I could just say I wrote it. But what's the difference between writing it up and writing it down? I mean, I feel like maybe a write-up is like usually like, I'm gonna write something up. It means like, you're kind of like bringing something to attention, maybe, and writing something down is so that you can retain it for later. Essentially, the closest I can think is the idea of like writing up is more so like, I'm writing this and I want it to be good, right? Like I want this to be brought to someone's attention. Basically, I want someone to see this. I want someone to know about this thing, and like this is going to be put out, to be seen by others. Whereas writing something down is more so for yourself, so you remind yourself of something, so you'll have something to reference later. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe they could be used interchangeably. I don't know. I don't even really know. And that's what's rough, right? Like I don't really quite know what to say on this, right? Because you just say I'm writing something, and I don't know. You don't have like a right side. You're not gonna like write left, or I'm gonna write that right, write that left, right? Like saying those things just sound weird and confusing because then they have like directions in them, and then you're like, which kind of writing are you talking about? But when you say up or down, it doesn't seem to confuse anybody, right? Like then they're fine. Like I'm gonna write that. They're like I'm gonna write that east, and they're like, what do you mean you're gonna write that east? I'm like, I don't know. This is the way in which I'm gonna write something. That's the way in which it will be written. That is my preferred direction of writing, is east. East side writing. I don't, what do you, is there like a purpose to the direction of that? I don't know, like I said. I'm making guesses, I'm making stretches. Boy, do I not have any fucking idea. Boy, does it not make much sense to me. Phrases, words, you know the drill, you've seen the show. Look guys, I'm gonna level with you. Which is easy to do because I can just put the camera down to here and it looks like, oh wow, Sam is like a normal height human being. If you could actually see other things from perspective, you'd be like, oh, like, how can you be that short and still be that fat? Like, my BMI is like, dude, you should have been dead like a long time ago. And I'm like, I agree. It's a shame. We all have to live with this. But, I don't know. It's nothing to write home about. And when you're writing home, I guess like that's also another direction, right? Like that could be, many, many directions. That could be, that's like, you got to go this many miles this way, this many miles that way. You take a left at this, you take the right at this. But, and like they probably won't be taking necessarily an up or a down. Like you might, there's hills and like up a hill and down a hill, but you won't really, you don't really like talk about that unless you're talking about like, oh, I'm going up there, like map wise, I'm going up there on the map, going down there on the map. Usually indicating things like north is more up, south is more down, maybe. I don't know. At this point, I've really lost what I'm really trying to talk about anymore. But at least I had some confidence and I didn't have weird colored lights on this one. Actually, I don't even have the light filters on the lights right now. It's just the bald like bulbs, mini bulbs in both of those just blaring at my face, but they're off to the side enough where you can't really see them in my glasses unless I like, can you see them when I do that? Oh, probably. Hey, there's one. You see this one? Hey, there's one. So, it's not like they're not there, but, they're not constantly in my eyes, so I don't have to worry about that when I'm looking at the camera. I'm also a little confused because the lens is here. My viewfinder's here. So when I'm looking over here, I'm like, oh, I'm looking at me, I'm looking at you guys, so I'm really actually looking here, because you guys are not me. I mean, if there's one good thing to take away from this video, it's the simple fact that you are not me, and that's always going to be good. You're always going to be a better person for not being me, because, I mean, I'm like the bare minimum of, like, I'm like the rock bottom. Like you're like, I don't know, man. Like there's the bottom of the barrel. Below that is the rock. That is the rock bottom. I am, you could say, the ground.